Nigel, a brilliant speech. You are great on YouTube. You are even better live. Thank you very much, and also a special thanks to Mrs. Schultz to bring you here. My question is, what's your comment on the decision of the European High Court to force Hungary and Slovakia to settle African and other migrants in Northern Europe?
Do you know something? Had the European Union stayed at, 12, maybe 15 countries, and had the Eurozone been restricted to Germany and the northern Benelux countries, I don't think the Union would face the crises that it does today. But the Union made 2 or 3 fundamental errors, all based on hubris, in my opinion. The first was to allow 8 and then 10 former communist countries to join the European Union before they were ready and before many of them had made the transition to full Western democracy. The second was to allow the Mediterranean to join the Eurozone despite the warnings of every sensible Dutch and German economist. But we now have an amazing situation where the continent is divided north to south by the euro, with the north beginning to feel quite resentful about their money being used to prop up bailout after bailout, and the south looking at unemployment rates amongst their youth of 40 and 50% and wondering what's happened. But now we have a cultural east-west split. The 4 countries that are really interesting, you mentioned Hungary, sir, but the 4 countries that are really interesting are, well, it's Hungary, it's Poland, it's the Czech Republic, and it's Slovakia. And recently, a very well-known BBC commentator said, when you listen to the prime ministers of those 4 countries talking about migration, they make Nigel Farage sound like a Foreign Office diplomat. These countries have lived under oppression. They've lived under communism. They've craved, if you like, their own independence for all those years. They are devout Roman Catholic countries with strong Christian values. And for them, it's a simple issue. The issue is they are worried that a large, rapid rise of Islamic immigration will not lead to integration. It'll lead to separation and division, and they're having none of it. And so the European Court this week ruled, you must do what Juncker says. You must do what Merkel says. And they're saying, no, we won't do it. What do I think about it? It's their sovereign right to make their own blooming minds up about who does or does not come into their countries. And I admire Viktor Orban, who I think at the moment is the strongest and best leader in the whole of Europe.